The mystery has always been there about what would have happened after the Shadow Dragon saga in Dragon Ball GT if the show didn't get cancelled. Well, in today's What If story, we're not talking about the cancellation itself. I'm going to share with you different stories, villains, and character arcs that would take place in Dragon Ball GT post Shadow Dragon's arc, and I really hope you enjoy this video and stay for the whole series. And if you want more What Ifs and just want to help out the channel in general, do click that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I've never come across any information out there about the specific GT plans after episode 64, but it was presumably supposed to be longer than 64 episodes. Dragon Ball GT was pretty much being made episode by episode on the fly, where it was eventually cancelled in the summer of '97. The makers pretty much wrapped up the Shadow Dragon saga and came up with the ending. So with that being said, the one and only place to start off this what if story if GT never ended is to start in the Shadow Dragon saga itself, with the intention of the story going even further beyond. So allow me one moment to explain what small changes I would make to the end of the saga in order to pace ourselves with further stories after that. From the middle of the Shadow Dragon saga until the end, the idea to wrap up the saga as well as Goku's story would be out of the window now. Dragon Ball GT centered around Goku a lot up until that point, so having Goku remain in a continuation rather than wrap up his story would be more than likely here. For this story, the battle with Omega Shenron would not end with the Universal Spirit Bomb finale, but instead we will focus heavily on the late arrival of Vegeta in the fight and replay that story in Dragon Ball fashion as if we wanted to spread out the huge moments. For example, the Shadow Dragon saga had a number of heavy hitting wow factors: Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fusion, Universal Spirit Bomb, Goku leaving with Shenron, the 100-year time skip. There was a lot of heavy hitting story right there for just a few episodes worth. Each of those moments had the potential to be explored and built up with 10 episodes of their own individually. So how will this work if we focus on Vegeta's arrival and making the most of it? Well, Vegeta's spotlight was held back for a long time in Dragon Ball GT. He was a big deal in the Baby Saga as he was the vessel for the main villain, but in terms of himself, his potential and storyline, his character developed, yes, but a lot of fans wanted to see more of Vegeta. And many did want to see him achieve Super Saiyan 4, but not only that, have it make a huge impact like Goku's Super Saiyan 4 did against Baby, and many fans wanted Vegeta's presence in the Shadow Dragon's arc to be much more dominating and get his own big moment at least. So this is how the fight in the Shadow Dragon's arc will go from here. Vegeta arrives and becomes an Uzaru thanks to Bulma's Brute Waves machine. From there, Vegeta becomes a Golden Uzaru and Super Saiyan 4 through his own control, just like he did in the original story by himself. After Vegeta becomes a Super Saiyan 4, here's where the events differ. The Brute Waves machine would have not been destroyed during the metamorphosis. The intention would be for Goku and Vegeta to team up as Super Saiyan 4s and take down Omega Shenron together. In the original story, Omega was written to be able to tank both Goku and Vegeta at Super Saiyan 4, but in this story, Vegeta would step up towards Omega Shenron and Goku would receive a Brute Waves machine boost by Bulma as well, a well-deserved one after fighting the dragons all day. However, the Brute Waves machine would only have enough power to fuel Goku this one time only, as it was created only to be used twice. One main and one backup, so now the machine is no longer usable to fuel other Saiyans there, which saves the tension somewhat. Vegeta realizes that Omega Shenron is a handful, but with a rejuvenated Goku back in the fight, things would be written a little different now with two fresh Super Saiyan 4s. The story wouldn't encourage Omega beating both of them down so they have to fuse. No, we are altering it so the fresh Goku and Vegeta are able to stand toe to toe together with the final Shadow Dragon if they work together, and it will be a more balanced fight. This would honor the appearance and transformation of Vegeta too, rather than it seeming empty. This fight would be focusing on the chemistry of Goku and Vegeta, the story of teamwork. Remember, Goku alone was able to land a Dragon Fist and almost annihilate Omega Shenron alone. Regeneration saved him, but with Vegeta there, the chances of killing Omega if they played their cards right have now increased. And in the original story, Goku was weakening, so two fresh Super Saiyan 4s here would make this a good fight. This is where the greatest brawl in Dragon Ball history would commence. The battle would be back and forth, literally a gritty beatdown, Dragon versus Saiyans. Goku and Vegeta would form a plan of attack, utilizing old school techniques such as After Image to create an opportunity and land in a full power 10 times Final Shine Kamehameha on a defenseless Omega. However, Omega would prove very difficult to hit this move on, but they eventually hit the attack after Goku used a solar flare to blind Omega. The attack would almost cripple Omega, knocking the Dragon Balls out of him, but he would not be dead yet. To Goku and Vegeta's shock, he starts absorbing the Dragon Balls once again, but Goku would grab the 4-star ball and swallow it, so Omega is not quite at full power. At this point, fusion would be a consideration, but Omega would grant them no time to perform this after almost dying just then. He saw how serious it was. And if Dragon Ball GT is to continue after the saga, the appearance of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta should be saved later for down the line for its own special moment, and not to be clustered here. Instead, during the fight with Omega, Goku and Vegeta are losing ground, not able to last with the dragon. This was when Nova Shenron returns, due to Goku having the 4-star ball inside him. From here, Nova Shenron would see that Goku is still a Super Saiyan 4, as well as Vegeta there as a Super Saiyan 4, and wouldn't look to trick Omega Shenron into lowering his defense in order to try and take him down. Instead, he would instantly side with the Primal Saiyans and look to defeat Omega as a unit, 3 versus 1. With Nova Shenron aiming to kill Omega Shenron with his secret ability, Goku and Vegeta would attempt to distract Omega to do this. Nova eventually grabs Omega Shenron and activates his Nova Sphere. In this story, he would not talk to Omega, he would keep his mouth shut and continue to destroy Omega before Omega realizes he can possess Nova's body. The Nova Sphere activates, and what remains is Omega Shenron's body falling to the battlefield, with Nova still remaining in control. The Dragon Balls fall from Sin, who is on the brink of death and cannot draw the balls back to him. Goku and Vegeta grab a few Dragon Balls just in case, but Nova tells the Saiyans not to interfere in this moment, as he will finally kill off Sin Shenron himself. This evil being created by the negative energy of the Dragon Balls will be stopped by none other than another Shadow Dragon. Except Nova was the dragon with honor, having been the dragon associated with Goku, Grandpa Gohan, and having his negative energy cleansed whilst being part of Goku momentarily. This was fitting. This was poetry. Nova stands over Sin Shenron, aims his palm towards the evil dragon, and tells him, "A good place like Earth is no place for scum like you." With one powerful blast, Nova destroys the evil Shadow Dragon, thus leaving Nova now as the final Shadow Dragon. At this moment, Goku thanks Nova for his help in defeating the evilest of Shadow Dragons and wants him to stay, but Nova knows in order to restore the Dragon Balls and bring balance back, all Shadow Dragons must fall. The negative energy was still surrounding the planet, but Nova said the only way to remove it is by cleansing it with pure light energy. This gave Goku an idea. And it was in this moment he transformed back to a child and began collecting energy for a spirit bomb. This spirit bomb would not be universal in size. He would gather enough energy from the planet and close allies similar to what he did in GT to start cleansing the atmosphere. The Genki Dama was formed and the planet began to cleanse from all of the negative energy surrounding it. The Earth was finally saved, but this only left Nova, who said to Goku that he was looking forward to a rematch at one point. But since that battle, Goku has grown far too strong now, so that was no longer an interest to him. Nova had no ambition to face Vegeta, so in this moment, he told Goku he was ready to die to bring balance back to the Dragon Balls and Earth, telling Goku to throw the Genki Dama at him, and he will not fight against it. Goku did not want to do this. He found it incredibly hard to kill Nova, knowing the dragon was the most humble and honorable of all of them, and he even saved Pan's life. But Vegeta reminded Kakarot that the dragon is a hero and he is choosing his own destiny like a warrior. Both he and Goku would expect the same respect in a moment like this. Goku cries, and he throws the Genki Dama in pain, where Nova had no intention of raising his power to stop it. And in that moment, the final Shadow Dragon dies like a true role model to protect the planet, destroying the last of the Shadow Dragons and the last of the negative energy. The Shadow Dragon saga comes to a close, with the 4-star dragon defeating the evil Sin Shenron. At this moment, the original Shenron would appear from the restored Dragon Balls. There would be no request for Goku to leave with Shenron in this event. However, the Dragon Balls would become off limits from this point in the story, which increased the tension even more, summing up the consequences of the story of overusing the Dragon Balls. No more wishing people back to life from here, except this one time only. A few final freebies from Shenron for restoring balance, repairing planet Earth's damage and bringing those who are not evil back to life who died since the events of Hell opening. This would not include Nova Shenron. All Shadow Dragons must die in order for there to be balance. But Goku had one more wish, which he said wouldn't be too much of a problem for Shenron if he's willing to grant it. Shenron nodded and said, "Only because it's you, Goku. The energy within the 4-star ball is inclining me to help you this one time only." A final helping hand from Nova. Goku thanks Shenron and looks at all of his friends and family. He smiles and says, Shenron, I wish for you to restore me back to my original grown-up self before I was turned into a kid. Life at home is difficult and awkward, and I want to be the husband, father, and grandpa that my family needs me to be. Shenron shakes his head and explains that wish was made with the Black Star Dragon Balls, that he could easily grant that wish in general, but may not be able to reverse the power of a Black Star wish without the Black Star Dragon Balls. But Goku says something to Shenron that Piccolo once told him. He told Shenron to believe in himself, believe in his own power. For the first time, Shenron felt some sort of connection to another, and he said, "Very well, I will try." He told Goku to close his eyes, and Shenron makes a thunderous roar as Shenron begins to radiate a bright light with a huge amount of power showing itself. He says, "Farewell, never summon me again." And Shenron fades into the sky in a huge explosion of bright lights as the Dragon Balls rise with him, but suddenly turn to stone and fall to the ground. Did it work? Goku opens his eyes and looks at his hands, pauses for a moment. He looks at everyone, who all have a look of shock on their face. Goku becomes an old man with grey hair and a moustache. I'm just kidding, scholars. Pan shouts, "Grandpa is back!" And Goku is once again the same adult Goku from the beginning of Dragon Ball GT. Goku hugs his family, and Vegeta says with a smile, "It's about time you showed up, old man. I was beginning to worry I'd be rocking the silver hair long before you do." And so, from here, Shenron was gone. Dende does not intend to create any more Dragon Balls from here, but would remain as a guardian of Earth, whatever duties that may have to undertake. But where do the characters go from here after such a dark saga? There would be times of peace, a time skip, a slice of life, a focus on new characters, and an upcoming Budokai Tenkaichi martial arts tournament that would test the fighting abilities of all the fighters. Don't you dare miss this exciting continuation of Dragon Ball GT.